I'm a 28-year-old woman, and like many brides-to-be, I was over the moon when my fiancé proposed after 6 years together. We'd been engaged for a little over a year, carefully planning what I thought would be the perfect wedding. It was going to be a vintage garden party, something that felt romantic and timeless. I'd envisioned pastel colors, wildflower centerpieces, and custom invitations with delicate floral designs. It was personal, intimate, and everything I'd dreamed of since I was a teenager. About 2 months after we announced our wedding date, my cousin Amanda, who was 30, shared that she had just gotten engaged. I was genuinely happy for her. We'd grown up together, and while we weren't super close, she was family. Things got a little weird when she mentioned her wedding date 3 weeks before mine. I didn't think much of it at first. She's older, so I assumed she wanted to get married sooner and start a family. Sure, it felt a bit close for comfort, but weddings happen all the time. Not long after, Amanda started showing what I now realize were early red flags. She casually asked about my vendors during family phone calls or text conversations. I didn't find it odd at first. She said she loved my ideas and was curious about how I found certain things. I figured she just liked my taste and might use it as inspiration for something different. I told her about my florist and the caterer we booked, even shared the website for the small boutique I'd ordered my invitations from. Looking back, I was way too trusting. The first real warning sign came during a family dinner at my aunt's house. We were sitting around the table when Amanda mentioned she was going for a similar aesthetic to my wedding: soft pastels, wildflowers, and a relaxed but elegant vibe. My fiancé gave me a glance, and I knew he was thinking the same thing I was. It sounded like she was describing my wedding. Still, I shrugged it off. Maybe it was just a coincidence. Weddings these days tend to follow trends, and pastel colors aren't exactly groundbreaking. Then a couple of weeks later, I visited Amanda's house. She invited me over to brainstorm ideas for her wedding. She'd been really insistent, and I thought it might be nice to catch up. But when she opened her laptop to show me her Pinterest board, my stomach dropped. Her entire board was an exact copy of my plans: wildflower bouquets, mismatched pastel bridesmaid dresses, vintage glassware. Even the venue she'd pinned was the one I'd initially wanted but couldn't book because they were already full. I tried to stay calm, but I couldn't hold back completely. I asked her if she thought it was odd that our weddings were looking so similar. She just laughed it off and said it was totally unintentional and just what's trendy right now. I let it slide for the moment, but a few days later I brought it up again, privately. I told her it was making me uncomfortable that her wedding plans were nearly identical to mine. Her response? She rolled her eyes and said I was being dramatic. She accused me of trying to gatekeep a wedding style, as if I owned pastels and flowers. That stung, but I didn't push further. I figured she'd back off now that she knew how I felt. I was wrong. Instead, Amanda started venting to our mutual family members about how I was overreacting and ruining the fun of her wedding planning. I got a call from our Aunt Linda, who scolded me for being selfish and told me I should be flattered that Amanda liked my ideas. Flattered? It felt more like she was trying to steal my thunder. Thankfully, not everyone in the family took Amanda's side. My younger sister, who's also my maid of honor, was completely on my side. She pointed out how blatant Amanda's copying was and even called her out for it in a group chat with some of our cousins. Of course, this only made things worse. Amanda escalated by contacting one of my vendors, the same florist I was using, and trying to book the same arrangements. I only found out because the florist reached out to confirm she wasn't double booking anything for my wedding. Things really exploded in our family group chat after that. Amanda and I hadn't even spoken directly, but she was quick to post a long message about how I was being unreasonable and making her wedding